side lanes, which you need if you want to face off against Flash Wolves in the mid game. But early on, they can still have those signature aggressive moves with picks moving around the map, and kind of challenging convention here.
No, Flash is still level 1.
MMD, yeah, gonna have to run out of the way. Stark gonna look to tank it up. Archie actually starting it off, but MMD absolutely dead!
Because this goes back to the fundamentals of the lane swap. You split up the map completely because there's always a counter. That doesn't matter because we're fighting top side.
Yeah, TP gank here. Taunt's gonna start it up. MMD getting cocooned up as well. Knocked over the Johnson punch. And oh, Optimus gonna swoop in for the kill. Locked him down with a chain and grabs it.
That dive, they made it look so...
I actually fall victim to exactly that right now.
Play starting here. They're trying to get out. Arrow gonna force Sword Art's flash. Optimus the cast fighting on the other side. Betty in aggressively, but Caster gets damaged back down onto the LeBlanc. Here's MMD arriving with the stand united. But Galio is gonna come down to the MMD! Knocked up by the ulti and now forced to flush the wall. Stark though, flash torn in. Blue ultimate justice punch. MMD goes down. Sword Art gonna try and lock one more, but Optimus has caught the support, and that's yet another kill. Gigabyte Marines answer 2 clean ones.
Such a good fight for Gigabyte Marines, but that's exactly the wrong direction.
In an aggressive way, and they just do it. It's just so much fun to watch.
And we have to note the pressure is so much on Flash Wolves right now to respond.
Caster, that's the arrow! That's an Archie able to get the kill on the other side. Beautiful combo by Gigabyte Marines.
And Flash Wolves is completely on the back foot. How can they survive this? Here comes Gigabyte Marines again.
Dive coming in. There it is from Stark. Johnson punch knocks off MMD. Damage is there from Winds of War, and Slay does exactly that.
Yes.
How many teams do Gigabyte Marines have to do this to? Galio in their matchups, and this is something they have clearly picked up throughout, and they're playing it quite well.
This is a 1v4 that's about to start, I think. Karma rotating up as well. Sword Art gonna lock him down the root. Gets a couple taunts. Might take a little while, but he looks pretty dead. Starky's gonna finally fall.
The map wasn't set up for the cross map.
The map is completely dark right now.
It's been dark for a while.
Ooh, that's a catch move in a Sword Art. There's a kill. Galio coming in as well. That's gonna force Caster to get out of there.
That's just when you have to gamble. You know, this team, you can see always on the timer. Their strength lines in the early game and then their dominance, and MMD is feeling just exactly
Gunblade
that.
popped, and that's an easy pick. I mean, LeBlanc at least is good at the best of times. Gunblade's gonna make that even easier.
Luckily, it's still pick o'clock.
So here's the setup again. Just creating pressure in every single lane. Find picks if you can get him, and maybe Caster's the next victim. Betty shifts out from under the cocoon. Galio is coming in from a LeBlanc mimic. That was sick. Flash taunt, Sword Art dead. Betty gonna get knocked up there as well. And now the fight's continuing. Maybe we're going to try and dish out DPS. Stuck a little too far forward. Does go down to MMD. So Optimus is one little Q on the Caster, and that might be almost all his health. Flash taunt. Slay could be the kill. Needs to take a little bit more, and there's Betty with the finishing blow. Optimus now has to flash out as well. Betty flashes in for the shutdown. And this is where it might all unravel. Maple, realm warping out of the way, gets over to the minions and flashes out. But Caster still there. Betty moving the skill shot. He's going to try and take it down. Just get the kill. But Betty seals the triple kill.
Yeah, getting that gold on Betty is actually very crucial when Gigabyte Marines stick around without
a pick here in the top lane. TP coming in as well. Maple gonna get chunked out. Stark should taunt him down, but the TP's gonna come in safe. MMD does get the taunt down onto Optimus, and that's gonna stop TPS for a while. Maple now gonna turn it back around, and Flash Wolves here first. Optimus really wants to kill, but he's not gonna get it. MMD grabs another. Stark goes down as well.
This is absolutely massive for the game. A failed pick, and then can mean actually that Flash Wolves can base.
Never want to shy away from a fight. Here's Optimus diving in. Arrow hits on the MMD. Changing a fighting cocoon piles in. Damage is pretty good. Galio gonna get the knock up just in time. Shut down and now 5v4 Stark. Flash 3-man taunt in. Sword Art low. Knock up there from the wild group, but Slay needs to kite around Benny, trying to do what he can, but he gets shut down by Slay.
Still a big-time fight from Gigabyte Marines. They focus MMD before Flash was ready to come into the fight.
Yeah, Optimus comes with the...
Diving again, Caster, the target, but Arrow hits onto Caster still. Levi way too far forward though. Galliwalty's going to help him repel up. Lots of cute interactions here.
They got to get out of here.
Yeah, to build on that.
Jen trying to fight.
Here's the TP back from Flash Wolves. Looking to cut up the back line. All Swatters, but he dashes out. Caster going to get another big taunt. Betty can't shift out in time to still get CC, but Gigabyte Marines needs to kill the front line. MMD does go down to the knockout of Justice Punch. Slay. So much damage is now stuck. He's going to get aggressive with the damage reductions out there from the Duran, but Betty still moving forward. Just not quite enough, and there's a redemption to reset it all for Flash Wolves. 2-1 trade, and now more. Betty looks for the last kill. Needs a Q. Doesn't land at Maple. Now the next contender, and there's the double he wanted.
Yeah, the Marines are not reading these team fights well. I'm thinking they didn't retreat in time, and it cost them the Baron Nashor. And again, when it all started, Stark was pathing to the bottom lane. He was going for the macro play to set up that side lane, and suddenly, Marines, they just pulled the trigger for no apparent reason, because Flash was doing such...
It's MMD! Stand United may have just saved his mid laner. Levi still chasing. There's another flash on Maple. All right, dead this time. gonna lose the Baron buff and didn't get the mid turret. That's what he was staying for.
Yeah, greedy play by Maple there for his.
Well, the main game for them is fight. Just the side lanes as the other one. Now Optimus moving in. Tries to let them Benny stuck so aggressively far forward as Gigabyte Marines kind of zoning him off this turret. MMD with a good taunt though onto Levi.
Levi down!
Take him down. Just not enough here. There's another kill. Caster able to get that. Optimus forced to flash, and now Slay completely put out of position. Just going to get slowed down a little bit by Sword Art. Might make it out alive, but Optimus busy farming Raptors on the top end of the fight, and Betty is still chasing them.
That's the thing with this LeBlanc Galio combo in the late game. If they can just force another fight here, they want that.
If Levi can steal this or win a fight here, it would be huge for him, but this is right. Flash was going for the fight.
Galio ulti going to try and cut them off, but it's pretty defensive looking. Gigabyte Marines might just still fight it, but MMD is real tanky.
This is what Flash Wolves want, though. The Elder Drake does not take them very low, and the more they can just poke 5v5 right here, the more advantage they become.
I think Gigabyte Marines might have given it up already. Elder Dragon's still taking aggro, so they can go back onto it. Gigabyte Marines, they don't want to concede, but they might have to. Maple maybe killed here. Optimus looking for the snare down. Snod's not going to land. MMD able to peel it off and take down Optimus. And now Betty just firing away into Cocoon, but Stark going to get chased out of the pit. Elder Dragon finally resets, but the catches are too many. Archie goes down to Maple after a realm walk. There's another kill. The double picked up for Rise. And now Maple chased down with a GA. Gonna lose it and gonna lose his second life.
Yeah, the Flashos really understood the ebbs and flow of this Dragon contest, and they dance around beautifully around the pressure, never allowing.
Just finding MMD, who's kind of buying time for the rest of his team. There's one Nexus turret down. Stark gonna get taunted up, and he's got some damage reductions. He flashes out of the way, but Flashwell's gonna take him down, complete the ace, and take down the Nexus. Flashwell's finally on the board here at MSI.
Wolves find their first win of the group stage, so trying to recapture some of that success they had earlier in the tournament. Gigabyte Marines, that was close.
That was close, and as a neutral spectator, what this means for the tournament is even better. It's just Flash Wolves, they're back in the race. The Marines, they give us another great game with another different way to play League of Legends.
High lane swap early. Ult in on a LeBlanc clone with Galio. I mean, that couldn't quite close it.
Side lanes, which you need if you want to face off against Flash Wolves in the mid game, but early on they can still have those signature aggressive moves with picks moving around the map, and kind of challenging convention here.
Yeah, no, Flash is still level 1.
MMD, yeah, gonna have to run out of the way. Stark gonna look to tank it up. Archie actually starting it off first. MMD absolutely dead.
Because this goes back to the fundamentals of the lane swap. You split up the map completely because there's always a counter. That doesn't matter because we're fighting top side.
Yeah, TP gank here. Taunt's gonna start it up. MMD getting cocooned up as well. Knocked him with a Johnson punch. And oh, Optimus gonna swoop in for the kill. Locked him down with a chain and grabs it.
That dive, they made it look so...
I actually fall victim to exactly that right now.
Play starting here. They're trying to get out. Arrow gonna force Sword Art's flash. Optimus the cast fighting on the other side. Betty in aggressively, but Caster gets damaged back down onto the LeBlanc here as MMD arriving with the stand united. But Galio is gonna come down to the MMD! Knocked up by the ulti and now forced to flush the wall. Stark the flash torn in. Blue ultimate justice punch. MMD goes down. Sword Art gonna try and lock one more, but Optimus has caught the support, and that's yet another kill. Gigabyte Marines answer 2 clean ones.
Such a good fight for Gigabyte Marines, but that's exactly the wrong direction.
In an aggressive way, and they just do it. It's just so much fun to watch.
And we have to note the pressure is so much on Flash Wolves right now to respond.
Caster, oh, that's the arrow! That's an Archie able to get the kill on the other side. Beautiful combo by Gigabyte Marines.
And Flash Wolves is completely on the back foot. How can they survive this? Here comes Gigabyte Marines again.
Dive coming in. There it is on Stark. Johnson punch knocks up MMD. Damage is there from Winds of War, and Slay does exactly that.
Yes.
How many teams do Gigabyte Marines have to do this to? Galio in their matchups, and this is something they have clearly picked up throughout, and they're playing it quite well.
This is a 1v4 that's about to start, I think. Karma rotating up as well. Sword Art, lock him down the roof. Gets a couple taunts. Might take a little while, but he looks pretty dead. Stark is going to finally fall.
But the map wasn't set up for the cross map.
The map is completely dark right now.
It's been dark for a while.
Ooh, that's a catch move in a Sword Art. There's a kill. Galio coming in as well. That's going to force Caster to get out of there.
That's just when you have to gamble. You know, this team, you can see always on the timer. Their strength lines in the early game and their dominance, and MMD is feeling just exactly
Gunblade
that.
popped, and that's an easy pick. I mean, LeBlanc at least is good at the best of times. Gunblade's going to make that even easier.
Luckily, it's still pick o'clock.
But so here's the setup again. Just creating pressure in every single lane. Find picks if you can get him, and maybe Caster's the next victim. Benny shifts out from under the cocoon. Galio's coming in from a LeBlanc mimic. That was sick. Flash taunt, Sword Art dead. Benny going to get knocked up there as well. And now the fight's continuing. Maybe we're going to try and dish out DPS. Stuck a little too far forward. Does go down to MMD. The Optimus is one little Q on the Costa, and that might be almost all his health. But Taunt, fire slide could be the kill.